Richard, I have a dim early memory of you before a concert in 1980, shortly after I joined the choir. When you were hovering sociably amongst members of the orchestra, you took over shortly after from your father, Dick Latham. Can you enlarge upon this, his role, and also that, of course, of your mother's involvement?
My memory is not that dim, as I remember it well. My father died quite suddenly, and he was going to conduct, I think, the Mozart Requiem. So I took it over and conducted the memory of my father, and we did a Bach cantata as well. And it was all very exciting for me, as I'd sung in the choir from the age of about 8, I think, as a treble, and worked my way up through alto, tenor and bass, and eventually as a conductor. My mother, of course, has been heavily involved in the choir since its foundation. She accompanied brilliantly, week by week, knew everybody in the choir by name, which is, I find remarkable. And we have been a very happy family in the choir ever since.
Regarding concert repertoire, I'm aware that on occasion you've included requests from members of the choir, including myself, but how do you generally go about deciding on the concert programme and also selecting soloists and the orchestra?
I try now to avoid things I've done too many times before, although it was getting difficult. By and large, the programme is decided on the orchestra. There's no point in having 2 or 3 works with totally different orchestration, as one has to get extra players. So I try and see that it is more or less the same orchestration for each concert.
Finally, you travel a long way from East Anglia for the rehearsals, and Nick Danks does also. It's quite a commitment. Is it worth it, and how would you sum up the choir?
It's most certainly worth it. The journey doesn't seem very long to me, except occasionally in the snow when it happens. And I think the choir, to sum up the choir, we're a fairly happy lot. We get groans, you do in every choir, when the conductor starts shouting at the choir, but you have to do that sort of thing. And by and large, we all get on terribly well together, and we're great friends.
Angela, you are chair of the choir. How long have you been singing, and what originally brought you into the choir?
Well, I joined the choir in the early 1970s. I'd just left university and I was really keen to join a choir, but I was very inexperienced and extremely nervous. But a friend told me about this choir, which fulfilled my objectives because it's very friendly, and if you're enthusiastic but not experienced, there's a place for you.
Over the years you must have sung most of the major classical choral works.
Yes, indeed we have. And I suppose of the major choral works, the 3 that really stand out in my mind, of course, are the Messiah, but also Verdi's Requiem, and one of my real favourites, which is Bach's Mass in B minor. But in addition, we also have performed some very exciting modern works, and the one I particularly enjoyed was Richard Blackford's Mirror of Perfection. So very exciting performances. We have 3 concerts a year, and they're all in St Paul's, Knightsbridge, which is a very beautiful historic church in the heart of the West End, very near to Hyde Park Corner.
So Angela, apart from the regular performances, what else does the choir get up to?
Well, quite a lot really. Every other year we have our choir tour, which is always very good fun. And we've been to the likes of Prague and Venice and Leipzig. And in addition to that, every year we have a formal workshop which includes singing technique, which we all need, and also light-hearted singing of shorter pieces. And the third thing we do in addition is every year we have a choir party. And this takes place in a building very close to the Albert Hall, in a room which was once the drawing room of Queen Alexandra, so it's very historic.
Angela, presumably you're always looking for new people. If somebody wants to join, what do they have to do?
Yes, indeed we are. We very much welcome new people joining us. If they want to join us, the best thing is to look at the website, and that will give you details, and then just get in touch with any member of the committee, who then can liaise about when you would like to come or they would like to come, and also be there to welcome them on the first occasion they come. The only real necessity for people joining us is to have the ability to read music. If people are inexperienced sight readers, they can always sit beside the more experienced people in the choir who can help them through their first few sessions.
So clearly, we have a lot of fun in the choir. But can I ask you, Angela, why really have you remained in the choir for so long?
I suppose the short answer to that question is that I really love it. When I started, I was a single person with no commitments, and as the years went by, I acquired 3 children, as well as a husband, of course, and a full-time job, and I've done that all the way along. But the last thing I would want to give up is my singing on Thursday evening. It's a musical space in my life which I find deeply rewarding. That's the main reason. But I would again just refer to the friendliness of the choir and the fact that it's a community. And finally, I suppose, we hope that other people will want to join us and share in this very, very pleasurable experience.